What's going on, people? Welcome to the Player Rating Show. As Manchester United have beaten Nottingham Forest at the first leg of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup by 3-0 here at the City Ground, iconic City Ground. Atmosphere was really good today, but we've done well to calm that down and make the away end the best atmosphere. Yeah. But let's get into this. Should be fun because it's a clean sheet. We've won the game and there's some goal scorers there. So, David De Gea.
7. I'm going to give him a 7. You know, clean sheet, like you said. No major mistakes. You know, 1 or 2 misplaced passes out to Malacia, but that's about it. It was brilliant otherwise. A really good game, really solid game. Couple big saves from some strikes from distance. I think it was Brendan Johnson had a couple goals as well.
Brendan Johnson did, yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. You know, he played well. Solid 7.
7. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6.
Fair enough.
Didn't have loads to do. He had that save from the volley, edge of the box. That was a good save, routine save, but good save. That one where he kicked it out, or I think
Malacia.
He kind of just took too long with the distribution, but he didn't have much to do. David De Gea, he was fine. He was fine by and large. So yeah, 6. Wan-Bissaka, I'm gonna give him a solid 7.
Yeah,
I thought he was good. I thought he was good in the tackle. Nice little touches, good going forward. That thing you said at the back post with the header near the end as well, had to get that right. I thought he was good.
Yeah, same thing, 7. Nothing more to add on it, really.
Yeah.
So.
And just on his confidence, though, he's just a different player, isn't it?
That's gone leaps and bounds now. You know, I'm looking at him thinking, well, Dalot's going to have to work his way back into the side, you know. At the end of the day, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's been absolutely fantastic, Wan-Bissaka. And if he keeps building on the performances like how he's been doing, I think the sky's the limit for him in terms of being a consistent regular in the first team.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Victor Lindelof was next to him today.
I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
He was good?
Yeah, was good. Had the job to do, come in. A little bit different to Varane, of course. The counter-attack moments, hasn't got the pace really to cover those, but was confident in the passing. I think when you're next to Martinez, you have a nice job.
You know that someone's going to come and wrap round for you and step in and help you out.
Yeah.
But I thought Lindelof defended on the front foot today, though. I will give him that. I think he was up the strikers. Yes, a couple of times when we lost our way a little bit in terms of as a team, I think our back four got quite exposed in transition. Brendan Johnson, that's what they look for. They wait. Gibbs White looking to play him in, get some nice little touches on the ball. But Brendan Johnson's a constant threat. That's what he does. That's what they did here against Liverpool. That's what they did here against Spurs. What they did here against Chelsea. They've been doing it.
Yeah.
But I think he defended on the front foot, nipped him where he could. Some nice little cut. What Lindelof is good at is when there's a little bit of chaos and the ball's up in the air and you just need someone to just get it down and play. He's good at that. Yeah. He's good at that. So, yeah, I agree with 7. He was part of a back four that kept a clean sheet. Martinez.
Wow, I think that's a 9. A 9 performance, you know, aggressive, killing all counter-attacks. He was the best player in the team today. Forward line passes, composed, you know. He would sometimes open up his body one way, then cut it the next way. He's a fantastic player, man. I think that's a 9.
He literally is. He does everything. I don't think I can argue with a 9 today. Although the whole back four obviously kept a clean sheet, if you're looking at one player who stood out, and not even just the back four, in the whole team, everything crisp, not really making much mistakes. I think he put one out over there for a throw-in. Second half, kind of late on or midway through the second half, whatever it was. Game was already done. Yeah. But in the first half, when we went through that little bit of a rocky period,
once, maybe
Brendan Johnson did go partner and put him down to an 8 then.
I don't want to.
Nah, man, let's just celebrate the thing. You can't, you know, I mean, it wasn't. That's why it's not a 10. It wasn't completely flawless. Yes. But he's infectious on the rest of the team. Put his head in. I think I don't know if Brendan Johnson was through. I can't remember who it was, but he puts his. Gibbs White was nearly there. Puts his head through it. Gets it, so it goes out for a corner. But he was just ever present. He just doesn't shy away. I love when he steps into midfield as well. So I'm not looking to mark him down. It probably was an 8, but let's just say a 9 because we're on the way to Wembley.
Yeah.
Malacia.
Solid today. Had his moments in terms of 1v1 defending. I'm gonna give him a 7. You know, could improve a lot on a lot of things. I think in the final third still needs to improve on it, but was good. You know, there was times where Martinez had to dig him out of trouble, but he's still growing into it, and I expect him to play the next couple of games.
Yeah, I think because he's still young, he's raw. Yeah. He does things that kind of have a tendency to remind you of that. So he might take too many touches when he should just pass it quicker, or he'll take too long to turn. He's jittering, but then he'll get to the right eventual decision, which is to pass or to turn or to do whatever he needs to do to get out of the situation. But he looks a little bit a bit frantic.
Yeah, frantic.
Yeah, but I think that's his playing style, to be fair to him. He's a completely different type of left back to Luke Shaw. He gives us a different type of option. He's not as good as Luke Shaw, but you know, he's a young player. He's really aggressive, and I really like the look of him. So yeah, I agree with that for today. That's a 7. Into midfield, Casemiro.
Oh, lost the ball a couple of times in the first half. Was a bit reckless and rash at times. But you can just see his understanding of the game, where to be, when to be there, and just to shepherd out all the danger. It's high level. I'm going to give him a 7 though. I am going to give him a 7. I think he could have done a little bit more. Lost the ball a little bit a couple of times. Got his pocket picked twice, and once in the first half and again in the second half. I'm going to give him a 7.
7. Am I saying 6? Oh no. We'll go 3-0. And do you know what? It was kind of
It's fair though.
I just feel like I don't want to overgas him just because it's Casemiro, because we can do that. And look, but I don't want to just look for reasons to
mark a player
down. But if I'm being honest, I think we saw some really good moments, sweeping up, good in the tackle, nice little touches, little passes, sweeping. And then we saw a couple of, diving in and they're gone round you, or a couple of wayward passes. I think he had an okay game. By his standards. I don't think he was his sparkling best, but he wasn't terrible.
No.
I think 6. Am I being a bit harsh? I don't know. I just think 6.
I actually would mark it down because he got a pocket pick twice, once in the first and in the second half.
That led to like direct counters as well.
Yeah, and there was times where the passes were misplaced as well. He could have I've seen a better version of him.
Yeah, so this is by his own high standards, because he's been way more influential than what we saw today. But we were still miles better by having him in.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? He's one of the reasons why we won 3-0. So maybe we are being a bit harsh. I don't know. Is it a 6 or a 7? It's only a point difference, but let us know what you think. Ericsson.
The reason why I think we was able to grow into the game in the first half, once he came off the pitch in the second half, it's kind of fizzled out completely. It's only a bit of Bruno magic that kind of kills the game for us. But, you can see why he starts every single game, why he's part of every single game. Today, we played at his pace.
That helped us.
Yeah,
that helps.
In a major way. I think you pointed that out as well. It was at a little bit of a Pirlo tempo, just dictating it slow. Game was a bit slower today for him, and that's where he benefits. I want to give him almost a 6 as well. I don't think he was spectacular or killer in the final third, but he was just, dictating the tempo. So a 6 or a 7 as well. I'm gonna go 6.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's in that 6.5 era.
Yeah.
But we don't give points.
That's true.
We give absolutes, whole numbers.
That's true. I'm saying 6.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. Okay. So fair enough. Bruno today.
The goal, I think, makes him, it pushes him maybe into a different category. He wasn't brilliant today.
He wasn't.
He was quiet for very long spells. Obviously, giving us a lot of running and trying to create things, but wasn't connecting well with Ericsson at times. Was always looking for Rashi, but then Rashi wasn't brilliant and losing the ball at times as well in the final third in the first half. I would maybe give him a 7 because he scores the crucial goal for us and was ever present. But yeah, 7 for him then. Yeah,
it's a weird one. It kind of could be a 6, but to give somebody a 6 when they've scored,
yeah.
And that seals the whole tie pretty much, and it's a good finish as well.
Very good finish.
He had a couple of chances. He was getting a bit frustrated with himself. He had one where he was on the stretch. I think he either tried to shoot or lay a little crossover.
First half,
second half, in front of the away end.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like people are going to say, oh, look, well, you're giving Casemiro and them man a 6, but you're giving Bruno the 7 and he wasn't even that good. But I think the goal just raises it. Otherwise, he was a 6.
Yeah,
he was a 6.
Agreed.
And the front three, Rashi. Bruh. Just this guy won't stop. There's your thumbnail, Josh. Put that on the front, matey. Actually, to be fair, it wasn't like he played a 10 out of 10 and was like everywhere.
Yeah.
But again, it's got to be... It's 9 again, wasn't it?
Yeah, agreed.
Keep scoring.
Elite mentality.
Yeah.
Elite mentality. Game after game. Little rest periods, but going again, contributing in a major way, and earned his rest. Earned his rest today. Yes, he kind of conceded a few counter-attacks in the first half, but I think that's what we're getting from him now.
He did actually. Was it an 8?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna.
Was it an 8?
I'm still gonna give it a 9 because
it's just the sheer mentality. That gets us the first goal early on.
Crowd
runs
down.
at yeah. Why am I trying to mark down Rashi? Why?
9. I'm still gonna give him a 9. Yes, he had a few counter-attacking issues defensively today, but he normally gives you hard effort and running.
Yep.
9 today.
Yeah. Weghorst off the opens his account for Manchester United in his 3rd game.
Yes.
Good strikers finish that.
Yes.
Be alert. When you can be a passenger when you're a striker, or if you're not a good striker. Someone takes a shot and you kind of, oh, look at that. Oh, keeper saved it. You have to be ready. You have to be on your toes and to beat defenders to those type of goals. Those goals look easy,
yeah.
but they're strikers' goals,
yeah.
and that's what he is.
Alert. alertness, you know, proactive. Our manager talks about being proactive as a footballer, and that's what Weghorst is. I mean, yes, the price tag, and the price tag I think is kind of showing to his quality. He hasn't got that brilliant 1v1 ability like Tony Marshall, but he's given us a lot of pressing in the forward line and causing havoc for the defensive line of the oppositions. You know, Tony Marshall wasn't doing that. Still needs to get into the game a lot more. Not seeing him have lots of strikes on the ball and all those kind of things. I think Tony Marshall's brilliant at that, but I'm happy for his performance. I'm happy that he gets a goal, and that's his third performance for us.
Yeah.
And it's not been full 90s yet. He's growing into the team, understanding his teammates. Fantastic goal. That's what what you're saying. Striker's goal. Any sort of strike within the box, any sort of finish, tap in, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Be there. Be in those positions to score goals, and we need you for these games. I'm very happy, and I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, I agree with 7. You want your striker scoring, you know, 7 to 10 of them types of goals, you know, to add to their tallies. They don't all have to be fantastic goals. I think he's growing into it. I think he linked up quite well. Some nice little transitional moments. Gets on a half turn, just gathers the ball, nice and easy. Just feeds it out, gets himself in the box. Just a proper number 9. Obviously, it's even though it's a stopgap and stuff like that, but in the context of today and what he's given us, I like that. I think that was a 7. Antony,
I want to go 5, but I'm going to be 6 because we won the game.
Fair enough.
And I think is an assist. He forces an action from the goalkeeper. Yeah. Weghorst is there, so I would stretch it to an assist for that. I'm going to give him a 6. He has got so much work to do, but I think he will come good. And he's a Ten Hag player, so I believe in everyone that Ten Hag has brought to the club. But he has a lot more to do. He doesn't want to. As soon as Palestri comes in, there's a cross. Weghorst gets opportunity on the header. You know, he's causing a little bit of havoc, and then it breaks their Langa, and then we score off Bruno. You know, he's not giving us enough, and he slows the attacks a lot of the time. Very left-footed, and he needs to work on that right foot. So 6.
Yeah, you know, we stick by him. He's our new signing, our big signing. You know, I saw his Twitter post yesterday, saying, you know, I'm doing my best to get in my best. I can't remember quote for quote. Basically, it was like he knew that he's not at his best and he's trying. Yeah. And we got to give him that time. But, you know, you kind of feel it with the fans around us as well. There is, and at Old Trafford, there's that little bit of, when he gets it, everyone's kind of onto him now. Like, because he's getting a little bit of a stigma with us at the minute of, you know, this probably might break down, or come on, can you do it? Then you see a little flash, then you say no, then you see another little flash, then you say, oh, maybe he can. But he contributed to the game today. He did. So I think, to be fair, you got to give him that. The substitutions, Fred came on, 5, NA, which is basically a flat 5. Garnacho, I think the same. I don't think that was his best performance coming off the bench, was it?
I agree.
A couple baggy touches, heavy touches, couldn't really get into the game like we thought we would. 2-0 coming on, Rashi goes off. There's a good 15 minutes to play, maybe 20. And you thought this is perfect for him against Aurier. Should send him back to flipping, I don't know where he came from. Where was that? Spurs. Or whatever. I think he was somewhere else even in between that. But anyway, but it just didn't quite happen for him today. But again, NA 5-ish.
And I agree with you. You was saying it before, you know, you can't kind of put him into the big games against Arsenal. You can see kind of why young player needs to grow into these moments. And Ten Hag's obviously given him an opportunity at 2-0, but just didn't get it. But on the other end, Palestri, dynamic, kind of showed a lot more. So
and there was no other substitutions, was there? Palestri. 5 again, NA 5, And lastly, very quickly, Elanga gets an assist, actually, to be fair to him.
6 maybe?
Could say a 6. He helps us see out the game to get to Wembley. Technically a 5, but again, he had a key moment, so half a 6. And what would you give Ten Hag? Put our strongest team out, got us to the final, 3-0, clean sheet, no injuries that we know of. On the coach back home to Manchester. Yeah,
you mentioned it. In that first half period, has to come and say something to these players to get another level out of them. And I think he done that for the first 20 or so minutes of the second half. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, agreed. Well, we're on our way to Wembley, barring a catastrophe. We're well on our way to Wembley, should I say. That sounds better, innit? So there's no flex judge. We're well on our way. Make sure they do their job next week. But yes, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let us know about your player ratings of today. Are we getting a bit too high because we're on our way to Wembley? Why would you mark us down? We should be happy. We should be going extra. Or was we not excited enough? Would you give the players higher? That's the beauty with the player ratings. We're out of here. Take care. Peace.